Ugh, ads are such poop. Subscribe to Acast Plus now to skip ads and more for just $1 a month. Click the link in our show notes to learn how. And hey, we're on Patreon too. Your support helps cover the cost of running a podcast. For $2 a month, you can get early access to all our episodes ad-free, plus bonus episodes exclusive to Patreon subscribers only. Visit patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse to sign up now.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi, I'm Christopher Kimball, host of Milk Street Radio. If you'd like to change the way you cook and also think about food, please check out the Milk Street podcast. We travel around the world to find pizza in Tokyo, Egyptian food in Berlin, and Bhutanese farmers in Vermont. We speak to Jamie Oliver, Rachel Ray, Al Roker, Ina Garten, as well as Michael Twitty, Marcus Samuelson, and Alice Waters. And we'll introduce you to recipes that will change the way you cook, from bright pink Tottenham cake to Afghan dumplings to shoyu sugar steak, and that one is direct from Hawaii. It's a whole new world of food right here on Milk Street Radio. Please check us out on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts, or go to 177milkstreet.com.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.
Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Yeah, King Asa, tore down some Asherah pools, and then they fortified some towns because, God's going to, help them?
Apparently.
But only if they help themselves, right?
I don't even understand it.
I mean, that's one of those things that they like to say, right? God helps those who help themselves.
Sure.
But I'm like, but God literally says he'll not let people fail if they, worship him.
Yeah, so all they have to
how
do
does that,
is
I don't see how that correlates.
I don't either. I don't get it.
Right.
And then he goes and attacks some herdsmen and kills all their goats and sheep and whatever.
And in God's name, like killing herdsmen and goats. Just, and stuff. Not goats. They kept the goats.
Just for the heck of it.
Right. Right.
Those weren't even attacking. But who did attack was
Ethiopia. Yeah, that was cool.
They came out of nowhere.
I mean, it's cool that they popped up again.
Yeah.
Because I'm so curious about that story.
Yeah.
Like I want to know what the fuck happened in Ethiopia.
Yeah, same.
Like that needs to be like a whole fucking series.
I know. we need to learn the history of Ethiopia.
Right, apparently.
Honestly.
Apparently.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was 2 Chronicles chapter 14.
It sure as fuck was.
And today we're getting into
2 Chronicles chapter 15.
Let's go do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, 2 Chronicles chapter 15.
Okay.
More about Asa. He's not dead yet.
Oh, womp womp.
Oh my gosh. Then the spirit... Wait. Let me start over. Then... Because, that's how we start the chapter.
Right.
Yeah. The Spirit of God came upon Azariah, son of Oded, and he went out to meet King Asa as he was returning from the battle.
Okay.
The one against
the one
Ethiopia.
where they were fighting the herdsmen.
Yeah. Listen to me, Asa, he shouted.
Yeah, don't kill herdsmen.
Listen, all you people of Judah and Benjamin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Lord will stay with you as long as you stay with him.
Okay.
Whenever you seek him, you will find him.
The instructions on keeping in touch with God to me are a little vague in the Bible.
Well, this is over the top, too. This guy just comes out of the blue and he's like, hey, don't forget to follow God.
Right,
Like,
right.
we are.
Like,
Hey.
he just said that he was going to do that in the last fucking chapter.
Yeah.
And now this guy's just, like, running up out of the fucking desert like, hey, dudes.
Don't forget!
God!
It just makes me laugh, like... like when you get cards from family and they say all this God stuff on them.
Yeah.
And I always think, God.
Yeah.
I know it's stupid, I'm sorry. But, so my parents live in a condo, and on their front door, they have a chalkboard so that people in the building can come and write their prayer requests on their door.
Yeah.
Their front door.
Yeah.
And they have pinned up, like with push pins, like crosses, all these different crosses, you know,
right.
just so you know, they're with God. They follow God, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, God, don't forget.
Yep.
But if you abandon him, he will abandon you. For a long time, Israel was without the true God, without a priest to teach them, and without the law to instruct them. But I mean, he's just going on.
Yeah.
And don't forget.
But I don't really know that that's exactly true, because there have always been Levite priests. So they were there, whether or not they were teaching the correct version of God, maybe. I don't know. But somebody was teaching something, and the story is still there, and the laws are still known. So obviously somebody's teaching something.
And you know, somebody carved that shit up on those rocks, remember?
Right.
A long time ago?
Yeah, and it was there until this day, you know?
Until this day, yeah. But whenever they were in trouble, this guy continued, and turned to the Lord, the God of Israel, and sought him out, they found him.
Yeah.
They found God.
I mean, I guess.
He was missing, they found him.
Right.
During those dark times, it was not safe to travel. Problems troubled the people of every land. Nation fought against nation and city against city.
You mean unlike now where they're still fighting against each other?
I know. I'm like,
what?
How has that changed? They literally just came from fighting a
Even when they say, like, when Solomon was all about peace, he still fought people.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys can't even call peace.
I know. For God was troubling them with every kind of problem. That was the rest of the sentence.
God was troubling them with every kind of problem?
Because they weren't following him, God was troubling them.
Because he's a petty asshole is why.
God could have just got that book out, floated it across the sky, and put it in the right person's lap and said, don't forget.
Yeah.
But as for you, be strong and courageous, for your work will be rewarded.
Okay.
That's the end of his quote.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But I don't understand. Like, this just comes out of the blue. This guy just runs up to you and just gives you this speech.
Right.
When Asa heard this message from Azariah the prophet, it's a prophet.
Oh. That makes all the difference.
Oh. I feel so foolish. He took courage and removed all the detestable idols from the land of Judah and Benjamin.
You mean like he just did last chapter?
Yeah.
Is this like I thought that, whatever.
He already did that. But now he, super did it?
I guess.
And in the towns he had captured in the hill country of Ephraim. Well, it would have made sense if they just had the last half
right,
of that.
Yeah, because you just took over places, so get those out of there, I guess. Get those
Ashira out of there, whatever.
Right.
And he repaired the altar of the Lord, which stood in front of the entry room of the Lord's temple. That shit wasn't already fixed up?
Right?
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Then Asa called together all the people of Judah and Benjamin, along with the people of Ephraim, Manasseh, and Simon, who had settled among them.
Okay.
For many from Israel had moved to Judah during Asa's reign when they saw that the Lord his God was with him. Or
he was winning them over, huh?
Or when they saw they were about to get fucked if they didn't.
Right. I mean, he's out there taking on armies twice his size and winning every time. So
I'm gonna lay down my arms
with this guy.
Yep. Anyway the wind blows, nothing really matters.
Yeah.
The people gathered at Jerusalem in late spring. That's when kings go to war.
Yeah, it is.
During the 15th year of Asa's reign. Dude reigned forever, man.
Mm-hmm.
On that day, they sacrificed to the Lord 700 cattle. and 7,000 sheep and goats.
It's nothing like those hundreds of thousands that Solomon slaughtered.
Still a fuck ton, though.
It is still a lot. Yeah.
From the plunder they had taken in the battle. Good grief. Why?
Because they like killing shit.
You know what? Boys are just violent. That's what it comes to.
You think?
People in general are violent, but men are like really violent.
Right.
They just love to stomp things and to kick things over and to like run around in fresh snow to mark it up. You know what I mean?
I mean, I like running around in fresh snow.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, boys like to break things. They like violence, and they like to fry ants and put little cherry bombs on their G.I. Joe guys.
That is some fun shit, especially if you launch them in like a paper plane. Or a balsa wood plane is even better.
You're proving my point.
Launch them with a firecracker and and then if you have one that's got like a parachute, even better. I mean, you can't beat that shit. Okay, that's awesome.
You are proving my point though, that boys like to mess shit up and break shit and just they're bad. They're bad. Boys are bad. Boys are violent.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
Then they entered into a covenant to seek the Lord, the God of their ancestors, with all their heart and soul. They agreed that anyone who refused to seek the Lord, the God of Israel, would be put to death.
Oh my gosh.
Whether young or old, man or woman. Well, again, if you're threatening death, then
they're not going to come out and say, yeah, I'm not seeking the Lord. Fuck you.
I'm moving to your place, which has food and fortified walls, and yep, I totally believe in what is that God's name again? Yep, yeah. That is the one. Yeah. I am for him.
Is it Elohim or Yahweh?
Whichever.
Which one are we worshiping?
And are there cows, like golden calves? Or no? Or is this the one with not?
No, okay. I'm totally on board.
And wait, are you using holidays around the celestial things in the sky, like the moon and shit? Or aren't you?
Right.
Aren't you?
Regardless, I'm with you.
I'm with you. Whichever way.
100%. I am so devoted.
Whichever pagan shit you are doing.
There's never been a more devoted person on the planet.
Bigly.
Yeah.
I am bigly devoted.
Right.
Yeah.
Mostly because I don't want to die.
Yeah. Right. Of course. They shouted out their oath of loyalty to the Lord with trumpets blaring.
Wow.
And ram's horns sounding. Ricola. All in Judy. Punching Judy.
Yeah.
All in Judah were happy about this covenant, for they had entered into it with all their heart. They earnestly sought after God, and they found him.
I don't believe that at all.
I don't believe that at all. You can't tell me in the sentence prior, and if they didn't, they would be killed.
You can't speak for that many people's hearts.
Yeah.
That's just not something you can do.
No. You can count to 1,000,000. You can't tell me what's in somebody else's heart.
Right.
That's just facts.
Yeah.
And the Lord gave them rest from their enemies on every side.
That was nice.
That's because they just fucking conquered them.
Right.
King Asa even deposed his grandmother Maacah from her position as queen mother because she had made an obscene Asherah pole.
Oh no, not that.
I mean,
he couldn't even control his grandmother.
What's the difference between an Asherah pole and an obscene Asherah pole? Because I gotta tell you, I'm intrigued. I want an obscene Asherah pole.
I mean, don't we all?
I guess when you put it that way, my interest is not so unusual. He cut down her obscene pole, broke it up, and burned it in the Kidron Valley.
That'll show her. But weren't they supposed to be put to death if they?
He just deposed her.
Okay.
It doesn't say that
it doesn't count for grandmothers, apparently.
Right. Kind of like how you can be anti-LGBTQ and then find out that your grandchild is part of that community and be like, oh, but my grandchild doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking of anybody in particular. Although the pagan shrines were not removed from Israel, Asa's heart remained completely faithful throughout his life. He brought into the temple of God the silver and gold and the various items that he and his father had dedicated. So there was no more war until the 35th year of Asa's reign. The end.
Wait. Well, I think it was more like until the 30. I mean, like, you know, he there was no more war until he died, at least.
Well, we don't know what happened in that 35th year.
Well, but he died before it happened. Apparently.
We don't know that.
Well, that's true.
It says there was no more war until his 35th year of reign.
Right. I guess it is how you know.
I don't fucking know what happened in his 35th year.
That's true. That's true.
He gave him a rest.
Right.
He didn't say that he made it for the rest of his life.
Right. Well, I find that a lot of these people will just wait till kings die, and then they're like, well, let's test the next one, because
let's get our share polls back out.
Maybe this one won't be as strong.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was it for that chapter.
That was it for that chapter.
And that was 2 Chronicles chapter 15.
Sure as fuck was.
And we will be back tomorrow, which is Saturday, with
Q&A Saturday.
And then on Sunday, we won't be back with our book club because we are going to be doing our bi-weekly
Patreon. And I need to come up with a jingle for that.
You do. Yeah, we don't have a jingle for our Patreon stuff.
I really need to come up with one. The others were kind of spur of the moment, like on the spot.
Right.
Like they just happened.
Oh, they just happened.
And every single time you kind of glared at me like, God damn it. But now they're a thing. Right.
And then we'll obviously have our weekly replay that day on Sunday.
No replay. You're right.
What? You didn't?
I know. I switch back and forth.
Okay.
You
give me so much shit for not saying replay.
Okay, but wait. Listen. Remember last night when we were at my parents' house for my birthday dinner, right?
Yes.
And you were telling me that you have seen the movie Murder by Death. And I told you, no, honey, we have this argument every time.
Yeah.
You have seen the movie Clue. And you started arguing with me. And then my mom piped up, no, you do always argue about this.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, sometimes you're always wrong.
Sometimes I'm always wrong, but not in this instance.
No, not in that instance.
No.
But I'm just saying, like, sometimes you're wrong. That time I was wrong. And I just did a yeah, but you.
Yeah. So do we want to tease our Patreon episode at all?
Do we?
Maybe just a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
So I think we're going to be talking about Ted Cruz. More than likely. More than likely. No, I don't want to like promise that, but
I'm pretty sure that's where our hearts are at the moment.
Yeah, that's where we talked about going with it.
With the incident with his daughter.
Yes. So that's what we may be talking about on the Patreon on Sunday. And then we will be back on Monday with
2 Chronicles chapter 16.
All right, we'll see you guys then.
Yep, bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember what happened last Friday?
Let's see. I think Asa told everybody that they had to worship God so that there'd be peace. And then there was peace because of the Bible, and that was pretty much that.
And he fired his grandma.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He fired his grandma.
He deposed
her. Even though she was supposed to die.
Yeah.
According to his rules that he made up.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. In 2 Kings, I think it said that.
Yeah.
It didn't carry over into Chronicles.
Well, Chronicler is like the Fox News of the Bible. So.
Which is saying a lot. It's so true.
All right.
Yeah.
So that was 2 Chronicles chapter 15.
Sure as fuck was.
And today we're getting into
2 Chronicles chapter 16.
All right, let's go do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, 2 Chronicles chapter 16.
Okay.
In the 36th year of Asa's reign, because remember, peace was there until his 35th year.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay, so you were right. He didn't die. He just.
Yeah, because you were like, yeah, because he died.
Well, I just
was
assumed.
like, it doesn't say that.
I just assumed.
But it didn't say that.
All right. He didn't die.
He didn't die. So
in his 36th year.
In his 36th year, King Baasha or Baasha or Baasha, what do you like best?
Baasha.
Of Israel invaded Judah and fortified Ramah in order to prevent anyone from entering or leaving King Asa's territory in Judah.
Oh, shit.
He fenced them in.
Man.
Asa responded by removing the silver and gold from the treasuries of the temple of the Lord and the royal palace. He sent it to King Ben-Hadad of Aram, who was ruling in Damascus, along with this message.
Okay.
I think he's going to be
buying an army guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is his message. Ready?
I'm ready.
let there be a treaty between you and me, like the one between your father and my father. See, I am sending you silver and gold.
Yeah.
Break your treaty with King Baasha of Israel so that he will leave me alone.
Okay.
So he's like, please be on my team instead.
Yeah.
Here's money.
Here's some stuff.
Here's some shiny sparkles.
Right.
Ben-Hadad agreed to King Asa's request and sent the commanders of his army to attack the towns of Israel. They conquered the towns of Ijon, Dan, Abel Beth Makkah, and all the store cities in Naphtali.
Okay.
As soon as Baasha of Israel heard what was happening, he abandoned his project of fortifying Ramah and stopped all work on it.
Got it. What? I'm just curious here, though.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he need to buy an ally? Wouldn't God just be enough if you were like worshiping God correctly?
Probably the argument against that would be God provided him with enough gold and silver to be able to buy an ally.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
You can find an answer to any of this shit.
Yeah, right.
Usually without even trying.
Yeah.
Then King Asa called out all the men of Judah to carry away the building stones and timbers that Baasha had been using to fortify Ramah.
Why not just keep it there and fortify it for yourself?
Asa used these materials to fortify the towns of Geba and Mizpah.
Okay.
So he
didn't care about that town. He was fortifying other towns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
At that time, Hanani, the seer, came to King Asa and told him, because you have put your trust in the king of Aram instead of in the Lord your God, you missed your chance to destroy the army of the king of Aram. Whoa.
Oh, so if he had just asked for God's help,
Mm-hmm.
God had been like, I'll just destroy him.
Yeah, supposedly.
But he didn't.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Don't you remember what happened to the Ethiopians and Libyans and their vast army with all their chariots and charioteers?
Right? You destroyed the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Right?
At that time, you relied on the Lord and he handed them over to you.
Yeah, what happened, man? Getting a little lordless here.
Getting lordless. The eyes of the Lord search the whole earth in order to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him. What a fool you have been! Exclamation point. From now on, you're going to be at war.
Okay.
Asa became so angry with Hanani for saying this that he threw him into prison and put him in stocks.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Talk about, like, killing the messenger, right?
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like he didn't believe that the Lord actually said this.
Yeah. At that time, Asa also began to oppress some of his people.
Oh, not that.
Are you telling me he was actually a bad guy?
He was so distraught that he started oppressing people. That's awful. I hope he gets better. I hope he feels better.
Well,
so he stops oppressing people.
I thought he was always a bad guy, probably, actually. The rest of the events of Asa's reign from beginning to end are recorded in...
That fucking book.
In the 39th year of his reign, Asa developed a serious foot disease.
A foot disease?
Yeah!
Damn, I hate those foot diseases.
Yet, even with the severity of his disease, he did not seek the Lord's help, but turned only to his physicians.
Oh,
what
man.
A dumbass.
Why would you go see a doctor for health issues? That's crazy.
Why?
Sarcasm.
I know. I'm just asking, like, in this book world, in Bible canon... He literally was just told, you should really trust God. Why did he not trust God?
I mean, obvious. I think the answer is obvious. God wasn't really playing a part in anything.
Right.
Like, he wasn't really there. This is just shit they're adding in after the fact because they want it to sound like there's a goddamn God.
Yeah.
If God was really there helping him defeat his army or his enemies prior, he would have definitely reached out to God.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Right.
That's a stupid fucking question.
Yeah.
You would definitely say, yo, God, you help me defeat those other fuckers.
Yeah.
How about you help me defeat this guy?
Yeah.
You wouldn't reach out to your neighbor for help.
Right. It's
true.
It's true.
But he didn't think God helped him.
Yeah.
So he didn't reach out to God.
Yeah.
I'm with him there.
Yeah.
God hasn't helped me with shit.
Nor I, my friend.
Right?
So he helped. Wow. I really fucked that up. He didn't help nobody. So he died in the 41st year of his reign. Yeah.
Okay.
He was buried in the tomb he had carved out for himself in the city of David. He He was laid on a bed perfumed with sweet spices and fragrant ointments, and the people built a huge funeral fire in his honor. The end.
Well, that was nice of him, even though he was oppressing them.
Well, they built him that because they had to burn the body. That's what you do in Supernatural so that the ghosts don't come back.
And the fragrance was just to keep it from smelling bad?
Well, yeah.
You don't want a bad burning body, bad smelling burning body.
Well, yeah, because bodies stink.
Right.
And burned flesh really stinks.
Yeah. Burned hair.
From what I hear.
You ever burned your hair?
Yes, I've told you this story before. I was with a friend and we were having dinner together at a restaurant, and we were like conspiring together. So we were like sitting across the table from each other, and we leaned closer and closer because we were whispering, probably talking trash about somebody.
Sure.
I mean, that would be.
That's why you lean close, right?
Yeah. And this was like, God, so long ago, like 30 years ago or some shit.
Right.
And anyway, we smelled something really grody all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And yeah, my hair was on fire because it had dipped into the candle from me having leaned forward.
Yeah.
And
hair smells horrible.
it was so bad. But as usual, as per my personality, I couldn't even be mad or upset or bothered. It was funny as fuck.
Right.
I burned my fucking hair. Who does that?
Yeah. Well, I got lots of arm hair, so I've done it multiple times.
I bet, because you're always setting shit on fire.
I am. I like fire.
Oh, I was trying to give you an out and say as a kid.
No.
No, you still like fire.
I like fire. I see you. Come on, we have a fire pit in the back. How often do I play in the fire?
It's true.
I play in the fire all the time.
I know, and I'm always like, you're going to burn yourself. Get back. And you always burn yourself, but you don't care.
I don't care. Yeah.
See, what I'm thinking is, but if you die, then I have to take care of shit on my own.
If a fucking backyard fire kills me, then God's real.
And you deserve it? And you deserved it?
I mean, I'm just saying, no, that's not happening.
I'm just saying, you're going to hurt yourself.
Are you?
And also, if you get first-degree burns, that could lead to a heart attack.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because all of your, what is it called? Like immunity things are going to your first-degree burn place.
Oh, I see.
And the infections that ensue.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, I'm not using all the good technical terms because I'm not one of those doctory type peoples, but yeah.
So if I have a foot disease, I shouldn't come see you then?
Don't fucking come see me. No. I don't want your nasty feet on me anyways.
All right. Well, that was 2 Chronicles chapter 16.
It sure as fuck was.
And we will be back tomorrow with
2 Chronicles chapter 17.
We'll see you guys then.
Bye. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Yeah. Asa stopped trusting in God and stuff, and then, he didn't like things that his seer said, and then he got foot rot and died.
Yeah, and he was buried in a bed perfumed with sweet spices and fragrant ointments.
Awesome.
That's how I want to be buried.
Is it really?
Yeah. I want sweet spices and fragrant ointments to go into my mix because I'm going to be cremated.
Got it. I was thinking cannon off of a cliff.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like a clown car kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, cremate me first.
Right.
But then,
So then your ashes and bone bits rain down on everybody?
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, so that was 2 Chronicles chapter 16.
Sure as fuck was.
Which I have to apologize, came out very late. I swore I posted it last night, and then I had a really long day at work today.
And so just now I was like, hey, I'm not seeing it in my cast box. What the fuck?
Yeah, so then I went and looked, and it wasn't there. And I'm like, what? What alternate universe is this?
Yeah.
So anyway, again, I apologize. The 2 Chronicles chapter 16 came out a bit late.
Well, it came out on the correct day, at the end of the day.
Just barely.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was 2 Chronicles chapter 16, and today we're going to be reading
2 Chronicles chapter 17, and I promise I will beat him with a whip and make sure that it gets actually published on time.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this.
Okie dokie. Okay, Second Chronicles chapter 17.
Okay.
We are going to learn more about Jehoshaphat.
Can you say that again for me?
Jehoshaphat.
Okay, Jehoshaphat.
Yeah. Well, at first in my head it was going to be Jehoshaphat.
Got it. But it's Jehoshaphat.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's but I had a hard time changing this to
You had to catch yourself mid-word?
Yeah.
Mid-name?
Yeah.
Got
it. You know how my brain doesn't flip over real fast?
Or do names.
Yeah.
At least Bible names.
Yeah. So between the two, I was like, I'm fucked.
Right.
Okay. So then Jehoshaphat, Asa's son, became the next king.
Okay.
Because that's the way that goes.
Yeah. Die of foot rot, and then your son takes over.
Yeah.
Yep.
He strengthened Judah to stand against any attack from Israel.
Eddie. Yep.
He stationed troops in all the fortified towns of Judah, and he assigned additional garrisons to the land of Judah and to the towns of Ephraim that his father Asa had captured.
Okay.
The Lord was with Jehoshaphat because he followed the example of his father's early years and did not worship the images of Baal.
It's funny. You remember in like 1 Kings or 2 Kings, whenever this was, they went back and forth. And there was a king that would be doing God's work, but then the next king would be like, nope, and then yep, and then nope. But in this one, he's like, well, he did God's work most of the time.
Right.
But not the entire time.
Yeah.
So he's really glossing over some of the just generalizations that they made in Kings versus now he's like, they're not all bad.
And they're not really all good.
Right.
I mean, in this case, I guess I'm like, okay.
But I'm guessing that they were
cool
all
chronicler.
bad.
Yeah.
And like, he's just like, how can we make it not all bad?
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's being a little bit more honest, but not much, honestly.
Yeah.
And he lied so many other places that
I don't trust
can't
him for
possibly.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He, Jehoshaphat,
Yes.
sought his father's God and obeyed his commands instead of following the evil practices of the kingdom of Israel.
Yeah, those evil ways of Israel.
Yeah. Those
where they worship the same God, but just
Israelites.
with idols.
Do you see why I have like a really hard time? Because I'm like, wait, Israel is Israelites.
Right.
And that's why, like, for the longest time, I did not understand that, no, but it's the Judah kingdom that is the quote-unquote good guys.
Yeah, I mean, before reading the Bible, I never knew that there was any distinction between different sects of the
same fucking God
the Israelites, for God's sakes.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, I'm having a really hard time with it, even knowing.
Because they get referred to as God's chosen people, right? Not this portion was God's chosen people.
Right.
The whole lot of them.
The whole lot of them. And so it's just really weird. It feels very weird.
Right.
To be saying, oh, but not these Israelites.
Right.
The ones that were in Israel. They were bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're conditioned to think of Israel as, nope, that's where the Jewish people go. That's
right.
the good ones. Everything's good about the Jewish and Israel.
Right.
And it's like, no, apparently not.
Right.
Okay, sorry, I'm really bad with history and geography, so this is just like, I can't help it. It's just still blowing my mind.
Yep.
Okay, so the Lord established Jehoshaphat's control over the kingdom of Judah. All the people of Judah brought gifts to Jehoshaphat, so he became very wealthy and highly esteemed. These kings, they are always getting gold and shit.
Yeah.
And it's not like they need it.
No.
He was deeply committed to the ways of the Lord. Yeah, if people brought me all kinds of gold and presents and stuff, I guess I would say that I was, yeah, sure, I'm for sale.
Right. Yeah.
He removed the pagan shrines and Asherah poles from Judah that, several kings before him had already fucking done. So
Yeah,
I
how
don't
many
understand.
times can you do that?
Every
it's
time
like an
there's a new
ongoing,
king.
never-ending project.
Yeah. They always say they got them all. And then it's like
nope.
The next one got them all. But they never say there was one left.
Right.
And they searched everywhere for it.
No, I feel like they keep popping up new, actually.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
I keep thinking that they're just always there.
That too. Yeah.
And they might go through like one little neighborhood and be like, hey, take that shit down.
Right.
But not like across the kingdom.
Right.
It's not like they had social media and cell phones.
Right.
In the 3rd year of his reign, Jehoshaphat sent his officials to teach in all the towns of Judah.
Okay.
Judah. These officials included Ben-Hail, Obadiah, Zechariah, Nethanel, and Micaiah. He sent Levites along with them, including Shemaiah, Nathaniah, Zebediah, Asahel, Shemiramoth, Jehonathan, Adoniah, Tobiah, and Tabadaniah.
Okay.
He also sent out the priests Elishama and Jehoram.
Okay.
They took copies of the book of the law of the Lord.
Oh.
Copies.
Damn, he's being smart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, according to this,
he traveled around through all the towns of Judah teaching the people.
I mean, this is one way to make sure that people actually do learn what's in this shit so they stop worshiping other gods.
They had copies made, though?
Yeah.
I'm surprised about that.
This is crazy.
This is the first time that we've heard that there was a copy made.
Yeah.
Much less multiple copies.
They're printing a portion of the Bible, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we could know that there were probably, like, the priestly works doing their little monkly scroll copying things.
Talk about having a first edition.
Right? Damn. Then the fear of the Lord fell over all the surrounding kingdoms, so that none of them wanted to declare war on Jehoshaphat.
Okay.
Because, he's doing goody God stuff.
Yeah, he's teaching people about, God.
Go gadget God stuff.
Okay.
Some of the Philistines brought him gifts and silver as tribute, and the Arabs brought 7,700 rams and 7,700 male goats.
I bet he slaughtered those things.
It doesn't say.
Oh.
So Jehoshaphat became more and more powerful and built fortresses and storage cities throughout Judah. He stored numerous supplies in Judah's towns and stationed an army of seasoned troops at Jerusalem. His army was enrolled according to ancestral clans. From Judah, there were 300,000 troops organized in units of 1,000 under the command of Adnah.
Okay.
Next in command was Jehohanan. Jehohanan.
Okay.
Banana.
Yeah.
Who commanded 280,000 troops. Next was Amasiah, son of Zikri, who volunteered for the Lord's service with 200,000 troops under his command. From Benjamin, there were 200,000 troops equipped with bows and shields. They were under the command of Eliada, a veteran soldier.
Yeah.
He was a veteran.
Yep.
That means he had fought in many wars, probably.
Or at least one.
That's true. Next in command was Jehozabad, who commanded 180,000 armed men. These were the troops stationed in Jerusalem to serve the king. Besides those, Jehoshaphat stationed in the fortified towns throughout Judah. The end.
Okay. Well, I don't really know what to say. It just sounds like he was doing teaching and fortifying and, prepping for people that might fight him. Mm-hmm. And he's doing good so far, I guess. And
it is kind of cool to know that they were actually copying the law and sending those copies out to teach the people.
No, we've complained before. We're like, how are these people supposed to know what to do if you don't just,
instruct them?
Right. Yeah.
And not threaten them with leprosy.
Of course they're going to follow you, but they don't even know what following you means.
Right.
So, that's why you're having issues, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, he actually sent people out and taught and made copies, and that's interesting.
That is kind of cool to know. I would like to learn more about that. Actually.
I mean, if we're looking for a Q&A, that might be something to look into.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And
I don't know how far that we can go with that.
It's not the most interesting, but it is interesting.
And we like books, you know. So
I like books.
First edition Bible thing,
I like words.
Right.
Words are good.
Yeah. So anyway, that was pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
When that was 2 Chronicles chapter 17.
Sure as fuck was.
And tomorrow we will be back again with
2 Chronicles chapter 18.
See you guys then.
Boy. Husband,
Wife.
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Jehoshaphat was good, and he taught his people things about God, maybe, to make them better.
He
And
had his priesty guys copies.
Like first print edition Bible-y thing sort of stuff.
Like, go forth and teach the peoples.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't think they had that thing with them anymore. So
I know, right? And there it was, according to the chronicler.
Right. Who is a renowned liar.
I mean, that's my take. So,
right.
Anyway, that was 2 Chronicles chapter 17.
Sure as fuck was.
And today we're getting into
2 Chronicles chapter 18.
All right, let's go do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, 2 Chronicles chapter 18.
All right.
Jehoshaphat enjoyed great riches and high esteem.
Wow.
You also enjoy high esteem.
Do I?
You have high esteem. What?
Okay.
I don't think they're
high esteem is what other people think of you.
Right. But self-esteem.
Yeah, self-esteem is something different, but
right. That's what I'm saying. I think he is using that word differently than I am.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. He has high esteem.
Got it.
So they're saying that he is well liked by others.
Yes.
Whereas I was saying you have high esteem, but you have high self-esteem.
Right. I'm also well liked by others. Come on now.
It's true. You like yourself for good reason because other people like you too. It's true. And he made an alliance with Ahab of Israel. Call me Ishmael.
Oh my God.
By having his son marry Ahab's daughter.
Okay. Yep.
All these kings always making these business marriages.
Right.
A few years later, back at the ranch, he went to Samaria to visit Ahab, who prepared a great banquet for him and his officials. They butchered great numbers.
Great.
I'm not going to tell you how many, but the number was great.
I bet it wasn't as great as that one where they butchered like the 140,000.
Mm-hmm. They butchered not as great as it could have been, but still great, somewhat.
Great, yeah.
Capable.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
Numbers of sheep, goats, and cattle for the feast.
Okay.
And we're not going to tell you any more about the numbers, but
great.
They were great and capable.
Very capable, maybe.
Then Ahab enticed Jehoshaphat to join forces with him to recover Ramoth Gilead. Will you go with me to Ramoth Gilead? ? King Ahab of Israel asked King Jehoshaphat of Judah.
Mm-hmm.
Great Jehoshaphat.
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
Yeah. Replied, why, of course. You and I are as one, and my troops are your troops.
Yeah.
We will certainly join you in battle. Did they go in spring?
Did they get paid for this, or was it just like voluntary?
Right.
I'm just wondering, like, did he get some gold for this? Because then it's not so magnanimous.
But listen, this is important. Then Jehoshaphat added, you know what? I keep saying Jehoshaphat, but it's Jehoshaphat.
Jehoshaphat.
I did that last time too.
Yeah.
He said, but first, let's find out what the Lord says. Look at him learning his ways.
That's he's sticking to his things here. Yeah.
As far as Bible canon goes, what a good boy.
Right.
Good boy.
Yeah.
So the king of Israel summoned the prophets, 400 of them.
Wow, that's excessive.
That's asking God a lot.
I think one prophet, like if they all speak for God, one would be enough, wouldn't it?
One
you speak
should.
for God, and also you and you. Why do we need a consensus of prophets?
I'm wondering, like, wouldn't God get annoyed if 400 people were like, hey, God, hey, God, hey,
right?
hey, God.
Like, yeah.
Mine?
It strikes me that if you need 400 fucking prophets, that you don't trust the prophets.
Right, exactly.
It's more like a town hall thing, you know?
Yeah, it's like you're, like, heads or tailsing, and you're just seeing which side comes up best.
Yeah.
He asked them, should we go to war against Ramoth Gilead, or should I hold back? They all replied, yes, go right ahead. God will give the king victory.
Okay.
But Jehoshaphat asked, is there not also a prophet of the Lord here? Wait, what?
What? I thought it was prophets of the Lord.
He just summoned prophets, not prophets of the Lord.
Okay.
I guess.
All right.
I don't know the difference.
Oh, I remember this because there was, he summoned prophets from all the different groups,
all the different religions.
But then he cared. So this guy was less godly in the last version.
Yeah.
I remember this, but he did end up taking this guy, the Lord prophet version of it.
Okay.
On this go around, I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Well, he did not trust the 400 that were like, oh yeah,
right.
So he said, "Is there not also a prophet of the Lord here? We should ask him the same question." The king of Israel replied to Jehoshaphat, "There is one more man who could consult the Lord for us, but I fucking hate him. He never fucking prophesies anything but trouble for me."
Man.
I do remember this now.
Yeah.
His name is Micaiah, son of Imlah. Jehoshaphat replied, "That's not the way a king should talk. Don't drop F-bombs left and right. Let's hear what he has to fucking say." So, sorry about that. My alarm was going off.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
So, the king of Israel called one of his officials and said, Quick! Bring Micaiah, son of Imlah." King Ahab of Israel and King Jehoshaphat of Judah, dressed in their royal robes, as you do when you have a prophet coming in,
right,
were sitting on their thrones at the threshing floor near the gate of Samaria. All of Ahab's prophets were prophesying there in front of them.
Okay.
One of them, Zedekiah, son of Kenana, I think, made some iron horns and proclaimed, "This is what the Lord says. With these horns, you will fucking gore the Arameans to death."
Wow.
All the other prophets agreed. Yeah, they said, "Go up to Ramoth Gilead and be victorious, for the Lord will totally totes give the king victory."
Okay.
We are so into violence, war, and killing. Do it! Do it!
Right,
Do
right.
it! Meanwhile, the messenger who went to get Micaiah said to him, "Look, all the prophets are promising victory for the king. Be sure that you agree with them and promise success." But Micaiah replied, "As surely as the Lord lives, I will say only what my God says." When Micaiah arrived before the king, Ahab asked him, "Micaiah, should we go to war against Ramoth Gilead, or should I hold back?" Micaiah replied sarcastically, "Yes, go up and be victorious, for you will totally have victory over them." But the king replied sharply, "How many times must I fucking demand that you speak only the goddamn truth to me when you speak for the Lord, stupid butt?"
I can tell you're being sarcastic.
Yeah, because it said sarcastic, and that's so the tone that I applied to your voice.
Speaking of which, I hope people can tell when I'm being sarcastic. Because I'm sarcastic a lot.
You are sarcastic a lot.
Sometimes I'm like, do I need to spell it out because I'm on a podcast and they can't see my face?
Usually I spell it out. I spell it out.
All right.
We're liberals. We're progressive.
Yeah.
Anytime we say something that's like...
doesn't sound quite right.
Yeah, just go ahead.
It was sarcasm.
Go ahead and assume it was sarcasm. Then Micaiah told him, Fine. In a vision, I saw all Israel scattered on the mountains like sheep without a shepherd. And the Lord said, their master has been killed. Send them home in peace." "Didn't I tell you?" the king of Israel exclaimed to Jehoshaphat. "He never prophesies anything but fucking trouble for me."
Yeah.
Well, that happened.
You know, they weren't, I gotta state this here, because they mentioned the 400 prophets, right? And they kept saying the Lord. They weren't very clear about which Lord.
Right.
And I think in the king's version of this, they were very clear that they were other gods.
Yeah, that's why this time around we're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
We were a little confused because it wasn't prophets of the Lord as we know from reading the Bible. It was 400 not good prophets.
Right.
From other
and it's becoming clear because I'm remembering the story, but it definitely, if you had just heard this version of it, this is so different.
Yeah, the chronicler did not give good context clues.
No.
He's a bad writer.
I think so, yeah.
Fired.
Right.
Then Micaiah continued, "Listen to what the Lord says, y'all. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the armies of heaven around him on his right and on his left. And the Lord said, who can entice King Ahab of Israel to go into battle against Ramoth Gilead so he can be killed?" Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
And then there was one guy who might have been Satan or Lucifer who was like, "I'll be the liar for you." Yeah. There were many suggestions. And finally a spirit approached the Lord and said, "I can do it. How will you do this? The Lord asked. And the Spirit replied, I'm going to go out and inspire all of Ahab's prophets to speak lies. You will succeed, said the Lord. Go ahead and do it.
Man, he's setting them up for fail. Like, God's like, you're going to succeed at making them fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crap.
That's bullshittery.
And this guy's like teamed up with Jehoshaphat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that guy's on God's side, according to God.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Right.
You know, but...
Right.
So what's going on?
I don't know. I don't get it.
All right.
So you see, continued Judah, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouths of your prophets, for the Lord has pronounced your doom. Then Zedekiah, son of Kenana, walked up to Micaiah and slapped him across the motherfucking face. Just like Will Smith did to Chris Rock. Boom!
I think you said that last time.
I did too. I did. I remember. Okay, but when you hear slap.
This is the reason I don't like these repeating stories, because I'm like, we're doing the same shit. Because it's, the same stuff pops in our head.
Okay, but here's the thing. You hear about a slap, that's the first thing you think of.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, if I didn't say it the first time, I fucking should have.
Right, yeah.
Since when did the Spirit of the Lord leave me to speak to you? He demanded. And Micaiah replied, you gonna find out soon enough when you trying to hide in some secret room. That's what he said.
Okay.
Just like that.
Right, just like that?
Just like that.
Okay, all right.
Arrest him, the king of Israel ordered.
Damn.
Take him back to Ammon and the governor of the city and to my son Joash. Give them this order from the king. Put this man in fucking prison and feed him nothing but bread and water until I return safely from the battle.
Damn. Wait, but if he doesn't return safely from the battle, then he was fucking right.
Yeah.
So
how's that going to work? Yeah. But Micaiah replied, if you return safely, it will mean that the Lord has not spoken through me.
Right.
Then he added to those standing around, everyone mark my fucking words. I'm just saying. So King Ahab of Israel and King Jehoshaphat of Judah led their armies against Ramoth-Gilead. The king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, as we go into battle, I'm going to disguise myself so no one will recognize me. But you wear your royal robes.
Okay.
You be the target, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know.
But why is Jehoshaphat, whatever, why is he going into battle when he is like all God, and the God prophet guy was like, don't do it? And wouldn't he be like, oh, God said not to do it, so I guess I can't come with you?
Well, because 400 other prophets were like, but do it though.
But according to the other story, those were not God prophets.
Right, but Jehoshaphat is in, what is this king guy's name?
Ahab.
He's in Ahab's land.
Okay.
And he just kind of said, yeah, totally.
And he already agreed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, and 400 prophets were like, yep, go.
Okay.
So he's like, do I have a choice?
All right.
And now he's like having to put on the robes of kingliness while the other dude hides himself.
Right.
Okay, so the king of Israel disguised himself, and they went into battle. Meanwhile, the king of Aram had issued these orders to his chariot commanders. Attack only the king of Israel. Don't bother with anyone else.
Oh, man. That seems like a really dumb ploy. Like, that's a bad strategy.
Yeah.
Although, maybe you can get the whole group up into rout if you just kill that one person.
You're cutting off the head of the snake.
Yeah,
you know?
It could work, I guess. But at the same time, if you have a good army, you have commanders down line from you that are going to be like, no, we're still going to win this fight.
It feels to me like you are applying way more forethought than these folks who are like, let's trick them by hiding. You know what I mean?
Right. This was more like a after-school brawl than it was the army meeting an army.
Yeah. These were not chain of command people.
Right. They have not read Sun Tzu's,
The Art of War.
Art of War,
yeah, no, they did not. So, when the Aramean chariot commanders saw Jehoshaphat in his royal robes, they went after him.
Yeah.
There's the king of Israel, they shouted. Mm-hmm. But Jehoshaphat called out, and the Lord saved him. Whew!
That's good.
God helped him by turning the attackers away from him.
That's great.
That worked out well.
Yeah, that was nice of them. God. Whatever.
That God guy.
Yeah. That guy.
I mean, I don't know why God helped him when he,
didn't listen to the prophet of the Lord.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, man.
You kind of deserve to get smote.
Right.
As soon as the chariot commanders realized he was not the king of Israel, oopsie, they stopped chasing him.
How did they realize that?
Because God put the thought in their head,
Oh my God.
This is the wrong king.
Okay.
Magic, powder dust.
Okay.
Pixie dust, fairy dust.
All right.
An Aramean soldier, however, randomly shot an arrow at the Israelite troops and hit the king of Israel between the joints of his armor.
That's
womp,
crazy.
Womp. How did that happen?
Because they didn't know he wasn't just a regular soldier.
I know.
They're like, whatever, I'm just going to shoot people.
But they were supposed to not just shoot people. And
but then they knew that the guy that was dressed up like the king wasn't the king, so they're like, fuck it, let's just kill people.
I guess, but that's not what it said.
Right.
Turn the horses around and get me out of here. Ahab groaned to the driver of the chariot. I'm shot. I'm badly wounded. Go, go, go. The battle raged all that day, and the king of Israel propped himself up on his chariot facing the Arameans. In the evening, just as the sun was setting, he died. The end.
I mean, that prophet told him, man.
Yep.
You know,
yep. I mean,
you're going to die, man.
What you going to do when you go to war? You get shot.
Yeah.
You die.
Yeah.
And when 400 people say no, but this one guy of the Lord says yes, you listen to
That's
that
the
one.
lesson. That's the lesson. Only God's prophets are the correct prophets.
Yeah.
Although they were very vague about which ones were God's prophets. But anyway, that's a whole other...
They weren't in the original King's story.
In the original story, it was not vague.
In the books of Kingses.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was 2 Chronicles chapter 18.
It sure as fuck was.
And we will be back tomorrow with...
2 Chronicles chapter 19.
We'll see you guys then.
Bye! Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
We read a podcast.
We read a podcast?
We did a podcast.
We did a podcast.
We had a podcast.
We did an episode?
We did an episode.
Of our podcast.
Of our podcast.
And it was about?
It was about Jehoshaphat and Ahab. And they summoned like 400-ish prophets that were not godly prophets, but they didn't clarify that. But then they all said, go to war. And then there's this other guy, and he was apparently
Micaiah?
God. Whatever, yeah, Micaiah, sure.
Yeah.
And he was like a godly prophet. And he was like, don't go to war, but first I'm going to joke about it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, but we're going to go to war. And then Ahab died.
He did. He got shot.
Yeah,
shot through the heart. Micaiah's to blame, darling. You give God
I don't think he's to blame.
a bad name.
He told him don't go.
Well, but he also gave him shit before he went.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, that's what happened.
That's what happened.
So that was 2 Chronicles chapter 18.
It sure as fuck was.
And today we're reading
2 Chronicles chapter 19.
Let's go do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, 2 Chronicles chapter 19.
Okay.
When King Jehoshaphat of Judah arrived safely home in Jerusalem, he was probably like, oh, thank fuck.
Right? I had to follow this Ahab guy, and he doesn't follow the Lord at all. He got these like 400 other prophets, and then we didn't even listen to the God's prophet. What the fuck, man? And then he died. Yeah. It's crazy shit.
Thank goodness I made it. I should have
My God,
listened to that Micaiah.
Never not listening to God again.
Oof. I bet he doesn't listen to God again.
You think?
Though.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so anyway, when he got home all safe and sound and whatever in Jerusalem, Jehu, son of Hanani the seer, went out to meet him. Why should you help the wicked and love those who hate the Lord? He asked the king. Because of what you have done, the Lord is very fucking angry with you.
I've wondered. I said this last time. I was like, why is he helping this guy that's not following the Lord's commands? Right? Like, not that I agree that the Lord exists or that the Bible is correct in any way whatsoever, but insofar, in canon, why is this fucker not following what God says?
Right. It just made no sense.
Right.
It was almost like he was doing business deals.
They were like, this guy is all about God. And then they're like, but then he's going to go over with this guy who's not all about God. And he's going to do exactly what God doesn't want them to do.
Yeah.
So that's dumb.
So this Hanani guy,
or
son of Hanani, he continues on. Even so, there is some good in you, for you have removed the Asherah poles throughout the land.
I mean, that's important shit.
And you have committed yourself to seeking God.
Except for that one time when they went to war with,
right.
people.
That, the Lord guy prophet said
right.
don't.
Yeah. Yeah, he
So,
didn't listen to them then.
He's like, I guess you're kind of good, whatever. Okay, so that's the end of that little section. So
Okay.
we're starting a new section.
Got it.
The reason I'm saying that is because the next sentence does not have anything to do with what I just said.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
Jehoshaphat lived in Jerusalem.
Did he now?
But he went out among the people, traveling from Beersheba to the hill country of Ephraim, encouraging the people to return to the Lord, the God of their ancestors.
I mean, was this the same guy that was teaching them? Or is that somebody else?
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Okay. He was doing good up until that part where he didn't listen to the God.
Right, right.
So
he appointed judges throughout the nation in all the fortified towns, and he said to them, always think carefully before pronouncing judgment. Remember that you do not judge to please people, but to please the Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
He will be with you when you render the verdict in each case, dum-dums.
Unless, of course, you're not, doing it for him.
Right.
So then, not every case, probably.
Right.
Because they don't listen to God a lot.
He sees you when you're sleeping.
Does he, though?
He knows when you're awake.
I don't think he does.
He knows if you've been bad or good. So better judge for goodness sake.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fear the Lord and judge with integrity. For the Lord our God does not tolerate perverted justice.
Yeah, none of that perversion of justice stuff.
Stop perverting justice.
Yeah.
Partiality or the taking of bribes.
Yeah, no helping your friends and no taking money.
Yeah, stop it. Behave, you guys. In Jerusalem, Jehoshaphat appointed some of the Levites and priests and clan leaders in Israel to serve as judges for cases involving the Lord's regulations and for civil disputes.
Mm.
Okay. Whatever.
Yep.
These were his instructions to them. Hey, you must always act in the fear of the Lord, bitches.
Yeah, be fearful of him. Always be feared.
With faithfulness.
And faithful.
And an undivided heart.
Totally undivided. Fear and undivided.
Yeah. Have it.
Yeah, do it.
Whenever a case comes to you from fellow citizens in an outlying land. Yeah. Outlying town.
Yeah.
Whether a murder case or some other violation of God's laws, commandments, decrees, or regulations, you must warn them not to sin against the Lord, so that he will not be angry with you and them.
So I got a question. If they sin against the Lord, but they didn't know it before they got in, they did it before somebody told them and they just came into town,
right?
Are they still in trouble?
Is it a sin if you didn't know better?
Right. Do they have to have the, laws marked somewhere? Is there a billboard on the way into town?
Okay, well, in America, the laws are the laws whether you know better or not. Hypothetically, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So, if you just came to America and just started driving and stuff and didn't know that you needed a license because nobody told you, and you blew stop signs and stuff,
right? Because
nobody told you.
Yeah,
you're still accountable,
right? But those laws are quote unquote on the books. We have laws written down somewhere that somebody could access if they wanted to.
Right.
Do they have those? Is what I'm asking. I wonder, are they accessible to your average traveler that's just coming into town? Do they get a pamphlet on the way in, hey, no mixed threads, my dude. No shrimp.
No mixed threads, no shrimp.
And,
stop eating pigs.
Right, yeah, no pigs. No fucking bacon. Sorry, man.
Cut it out.
It's all off limits.
So anyway, he continues, do this and you will not be guilty. Okay?
Okay.
Amariah, the high priest, will have final say in all cases involving the Lord. Zebediah, son of Ishmael. Call me Ishmael.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a high priest that has final say.
Uh-huh.
If they're all doing God's work.
No. He only has final say in cases involving the Lord.
Okay. But I thought all these people were representatives of the Lord. So why is there a final... So obviously they aren't representing the Lord, they're representing people.
Yeah.
I'm clarifying, that's all.
Yeah, the lower ones handle the small cases, ran a stop sign.
Right.
The high one, he determines if you have sinned or did a church bad,
all right.
Stole money out of the donation box or
Got
whatever.
Got it.
drink the holy water.
Okay.
I don't fucking know. Burn the wrong sticks on the wrong day.
Right.
You know?
It was picking up sticks and burning the wrong incense.
Well, I like to combine them into one big bad
Right,
sin.
yeah, might as well.
Zebediah, son of call me Ishmael, a leader from the tribe of Judah, will have final say in all civil cases. So that would be like neighbors that are pissed off at each other.
Yeah, you owe me money.
Or like domestic instances of the husband and wife getting into an argument.
Right.
That kind of thing. Marriages, divorces, cheatery.
Yeah.
The Levites will assist you in making sure that justice is served. Take courage as you fulfill your duties, dum-dums. And may the Lord be with those who do what is right. The end.
Okay. Lord's going to be with those that do right.
I mean, hopefully they do the right things. I don't know what to say.
I mean, if you don't, you're probably going to get put to death or, locked away or exiled.
Burn in hell.
One of those three.
I don't know.
I think that's the only.
I haven't seen anything that says you're going to burn in hell yet, honestly.
Although, you know what? That's true. I haven't either. Sorry. I didn't comment on that.
So,
but
I'm just saying, like, I shouldn't say, like, burn in hell because they haven't said that yet.
Right. But there have been some instances when people are in trouble that they just get fined.
Right.
But it's usually rich people who get fined.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones get punished.
Killed.
Right, generally.
Right.
So you're either rich and you get fined or you're poor and you die.
Sounds kind of like America.
A little bit.
I mean, we were discussing, like, the state of dental care.
Yeah.
And how, like, most people, at least in our circle, they have a choice of you can spend thousands of dollars and have decent teeth, or
you could eat.
You can eat and pay rent or housing.
Right, yeah.
But never both.
Right, you can't have both. That's too much. Why would a rich country that has pretty much everything at its fingertips want to give its people anything remotely close to something good?
Because we didn't work hard enough.
Right,
or something.
We didn't worship the dollar enough.
Right. We didn't buy enough presents at Christmas.
Probably that was it. And yeah, we didn't get the right Easter baskets at Easter.
We shopped at Michael's instead of Hobby Lobby. And on that note.
Right. Yeah. So that was 2 Chronicles chapter 19.
Sure as fuck was.
And tomorrow we will be back with
2 Chronicles chapter 20.
We'll see you guys then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Jehoshaphat I think he went back to Jerusalem, maybe?
He lived there.
Oh, he lived there? Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, he was teaching people to worship God because, he wants to be on God's good side after being a fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you need to know your laws before going into any Israelite lands because they'll fuck you up and you'll get punished if you don't know the laws already.
Yeah.
So...
But at the beginning of the chapter, Jehu was like, "What are you doing, fuckface?" And then he was like, "Never mind. I guess you okay. Whatever."
Right.
Psst.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was 2 Chronicles chapter 19.
Sure as fuck was.
And today we're going to be reading
2 Chronicles chapter 20.
Let's go do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, 2 Chronicles chapter 20.
Okay.
After this.
Back
at the ranch. Meanwhile, the armies of the Moabites, Ammonites, and some of the Meunites declared war on Jehoshaphat.
Because it's spring, probably.
I thought they were all gone, but I guess they're still here, and you're right.
Sure, yeah.
It must be spring.
Right.
Messengers came and told Jehoshaphat, "Yo, a vast army from Edom is marching against you from beyond the Dead Sea."
Well, shit.
They're already at Hazazanon Tamar.
They're already there?
What?
Not there.
Right? Okay, parentheses voice. This was another name for En-Gedi.
Yeah.
Okay,
that place.
Jehoshaphat was terrified by this news. Yikes!
I mean, armies coming towards you, so that's bad.
And he begged the Lord for guidance.
As you do when you're,
when you're in the Bible. And you're being good.
Yeah, when you're being good.
You ask for help.
Otherwise, you ask for the other God's help.
Help! He also ordered everyone in Judah to begin fasting.
Because that helps with war all the time. I know when I don't eat that it solves wars.
Do you know that I was in my late 20s before I understood what the term fasting was?
Really?
Well, think about it. Like, you just hear, hey, I'm going to start fasting.
Yeah.
I'm going to start slowing.
I just figured you'd be the type that would ask, what the fuck is that? What do you mean fasting?
It just seemed like something that everybody talked about, like you were supposed to know, and so I just...
I mean, that's how I felt about religion, but,
Right, right. I don't know. It didn't strike me that it was something that I should learn about. It just seemed like, okay, whatever. And then... I can't remember why.
You didn't pull out a dictionary or anything?
I can't remember why. I just didn't care enough. I think it was only boring people were doing it.
Well, to be fair, I think most of the time fasting goes along with like something religious usually.
I mean, now
seems like
nowadays it is also like a very diety,
right? Yeah,
workout.
Nowadays,
thing.
We didn't believe in diets in the 80s, though.
Yes, we did.
Not really. It was just
the
cutting back.
Atkins diet was in the 80s.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Whatever. Okay.
Or maybe it was the 90s.
I think it was the 90s. Yeah.
Okay, but still, there were always diet fads.
Yeah, you eat your fucking salads instead of your fucking,
No, there were
Oreos.
diet fads in the 80s too. I guarantee it.
Okay.
I just don't know what they were.
All right.
But
I guarantee if you replace Oreos with salad, you're going to be better off.
Only if they start making double stuffs actually be double stuffs again. I mean, otherwise...
That is some crap.
Otherwise, I'll just stick with my fucking salad. Whatever.
Right.
Okay, so people from all over the towns of Judah came to Jerusalem to seek the Lord's help.
Mm-hmm.
Jehoshaphat stood before the community of Judah and Jerusalem in front of the new courtyard at the temple of the Lord. The new courtyard.
Not the old one, the new one.
The new one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, new courtyard.
Yep.
He prayed in the new courtyard.
And the new one.
Oh, Lord, God of our ancestors, you alone are the God who is in heaven. You are ruler of all the kingdoms of the earth. You are powerful and mighty. No one can stand against you.
He seems to not rule many kingdoms, just the one.
Right.
That's kind of like, and at that, it's kind of wishy-washy ruling. Sometimes
yes,
whatever.
Sometimes no.
You guys were bad, so no. You guys were good, okay.
Right? Oh, our God, did you not drive out those who lived in this land when your people Israel arrived?
Nope.
I would say no.
No.
No, he didn't.
Nope.
And did you not give this land forever to the descendants of your friend Abraham?
I mean, according to you guys, he said that.
Forever? But did he, though?
He said that.
He said it, but did he
But then he kind of took it back. He's like, but you guys weren't that good, and you didn't always worship me, so... Ha!
And did he do it, though?
Takesy backsies.
Yeah. Your people settled here and built this temple to honor your name, which they promptly forgot.
Right.
They said, whenever we are faced with any calamity, such as war, plague, or famine,
Yeah.
Famine, we can come to stand in your presence before this temple, the one that was just fucking built, where your name is honored. We can cry out to you to save us. You'll come here and rescue us.
Will he now?
Oh.
I mean...
Is that how I get my...
I guess in this chapter that's going to happen,
better.
Maybe? Right, yeah. We just need to find this fucking... Where's this fucking temple at?
Right? I'm going to go
I need to go ask for some shit.
Yeah. What if I just send a letter or a postcard?
Right.
Do you think that counts?
Probably not.
But I'm a woman, so I can't go anyways.
Maybe if you had somebody on the other end that would, sacrifice a lamb or something for you, possibly. I don't know.
What if I cut my finger and put it on the postcard and then mail that?
I don't think that's how that works. No.
No? Shoot. And now see what the armies of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir are doing?
Yeah, they're attacking.
You would not let our ancestors invade those nations when Israel left Egypt.
Wait, he wouldn't let them invade them?
I have questions.
Right?
So they went around them and did not destroy them.
I guess there were some that they did go around.
They did. I don't think the Moabites were one of those, though.
No, they were no, I think they might have been, because I think the Moabites were the ones in the plains where Balaam went and they remember?
You're right. Yeah.
And God was like, we're not supposed to touch those people right now or something or whatever.
Because they're kind of mine,
They're kind of mine, yeah. But now apparently they're not any. Now they're going to be like, nope, no affiliation, don't know who those guys are.
Right.
Go kill them.
Now see how they reward us? He's like, you wouldn't let us kill them, and
so
now
he's
they're coming to
questioning
get
God's
us.
judgment here.
He sure is.
That's crazy.
For they have come to throw us out of your land, which you gave us as an inheritance.
This guy's sure crying a lot about shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, dude, you promised me shit, and now you're not holding up your end. What's
right,
up?
Right? I'm surprised he don't get smoted.
Right? He should be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm
Bible
just saying.
canon.
Yeah.
In Bible
right.
land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God should totally be like, fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, our God, won't you stop them? We are powerless against this mighty army that is about to attack us. We do not know what to do, but we are looking to you for help.
I mean, generally, I would say gather some spears and some, shields, and prepare to fight them.
Right.
That would be my suggestion.
That's what I
when
would...
an army was marching towards, if a army was marching towards me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would also maybe build some walls and shit.
Yeah, that's usually helpful. Maybe set some traps.
Traps. Boil some oil to pour on them.
Traps are underrated, I think.
Traps are underrated.
You got some time, you dig some holes and throw some shit over that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Especially because these people are so fucking stupid back then.
Right, yeah.
They would totally be tricked.
You just need a bunch of holes.
Yeah. As all the men of Judah stood before the Lord with their little ones, wives, and children, the Spirit of the Lord came upon one of the men standing there. His name was Jahaziel. Jahaziel? Jahaziel.
Yeah.
Jahaziel.
Yeah.
Son of Zechariah, son of Benaiah, son of Jael, son of Mattaniah, a Levite who was a descendant of Asaph.
Okay.
I don't remember Asaph.
Nor do I care.
Wife, descendant of so-and-so, descendant of such and such, descendant of umpty frats.
I think it's ridiculous. Like, when you're watching shows where it's like medieval or whatever, they're like, son of blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And stop there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just, it's ridiculous. It's stupid.
It's
like,
stupid.
I don't care who this guy's dad was.
Yeah.
And fuck cares, right?
Right.
Okay. To some extent, I get it. Like, I live in a small town. People know my parents and my grandparents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it has some, sway with people when you're in a small community, right?
Right.
But I guess I can understand it. There were less people back then,
These are small communities.
Right, they're small communities. So I guess I get it.
My dad, my granddad, my great grandpops,
Right. But this is we don't care anymore.
I mean, some people do.
There's too many fucking people. We just passed 8 billion people in the world.
It's true.
I don't care. I don't care who your dad is.
Eat the babies.
Yeah. No, don't eat the babies.
Don't eat the babies. He said, listen, all you people of Judah and Jerusalem, listen, King Jehoshaphat, this is what the Lord says.
Is it?
Do not be afraid.
Oh.
Don't be scared. Don't be discouraged by this mighty army, for the battle is not yours, but God's.
Oh,
okay?
So God's going to handle this for him, huh?
Apparently.
They don't even have to prep. They don't have to do nothing, huh?
I guess.
No hole digging?
No hole digging.
Okay.
You know what? I am that non-trusting bastard. I would dig me some
They
holes.
can skip that hole digging, though, and then go have a hoe down.
Nice.
You know?
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played. Tomorrow, march out against them. You will find them coming up through the ascent of
Wait. This was God's battle.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they got to march out against anybody? God was going to take care of this shit.
He's going to make them win.
But people are going to die.
You still got to do the work.
It's bullshit.
I agree. Okay, so you will find them coming up through the ascent of Ziz at the end of the valley that opens into the wilderness of Jeruel. But you'll not even need to fight.
No?
Take your positions.
Okay.
Then stand still and watch the Lord's victory. He is with you, O people of Judah and Jerusalem.
So God just wants a witness to his awesomeness.
He wants you to at least dress up.
Okay.
All right.
Play
Play the part.
I want to see how this plays out here.
You got to show up.
I'll see how this goes.
Do not be afraid or discouraged.
Discouraged?
Distorted. Discouraged.
Jesus.
It's discouraged. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Go out against them tomorrow, for the Lord is with you.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Okay.
Okay.
They don't got to fight.
They don't got to fight.
Right? That's
they
what
just
she
got to
said.
show up.
No fighting.
Assume the position.
Okay.
Then King Jehoshaphat bowed low with his face to the ground, as you do.
Right.
And all the people of Judah and Jerusalem did the same,
That's
worshiping
good.
the Lord.
I mean, otherwise he might, back out on this deal here.
Yeah, I know. I hope God comes through for these folks.
Yeah.
I don't remember how this went in the King's
But I mean,
version.
don't we feel bad for? Well, I don't know. I don't know what he does to the other side. So
right?
who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
I don't care. How about that?
Right. I mean,
Whatever.
Yeah.
Then the Levites from the clans of Kohath and Korah stood to praise the Lord, the God of Israel, with a very loud shout. Yeah! Early the next morning, the army of Judah went out into the wilderness of Tekoa. On the way, Jehoshaphat stopped and said, "Listen to me, all you people of Judah and Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Believe in the Lord your God, and you will be able to stand firm. Believe in his prophets, and you will succeed."
Okay.
After consulting the people, the king appointed singers to walk ahead of the army.
Oh, singers, huh?
Singing to the Lord and
Okay.
praising him for his holy splendor.
Right.
They gonna sing. Ready?
Yeah. They're singing.
They're singing.
Fuck.
What? Why are you unhappy about that? What's wrong?
I don't know yet.
You
We'll
don't
find
like
out
it when they sing?
We'll just see how this goes, I don't know.
This is what they sang.
Okay.
You don't like it?
I don't know.
Give thanks to the Lord, his faithful love endures forever. That's it.
Oh, that was it?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That would get really repetitive if they just keep singing that.
At the very moment they began to sing and give praise.
Oh, I see. They didn't even have a chance to really sing.
I know.
Okay.
They just got through the first line.
Got it.
The Lord caused the armies of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir to start fighting amongst themselves.
What?
That's magic.
That's
They
some
did
big magic right there.
Mm-hmm. The armies of Moab and Ammon turned against their allies from Mount Seir and killed every one of them because murder is awesome and God is cool. What? After they had destroyed the army of Seir, they began attacking each other.
Huh. Interesting.
I just can't get down with this. I can't get down with murdering.
Why would an army march all the way to the fucking doorstep of another kingdom that they're going to conquer and then turn around and start fighting each other?
Because magic.
It's really dumb.
It's magic.
Well, fuck that.
Well, what do you think happened?
I think it didn't happen. That's what I think.
Okay, I'll buy that. So when the army of Judah arrived at the lookout point in the wilderness, all they saw were dead bodies lying on the ground as far as they could see. Not a single one of the enemy had escaped. They all got murdered.
Like the last people. All right, we got to stab each other in unison. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Well, that was a great stab noise. But what I imagine is that the last person that did a stab had already been stabbed himself.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it was a mutual, okay, let's go stab each other. 1, 2, 3, go.
Right.
That awesome stab sound.
It was a great stab sound,
right? It really was. But I don't think that's what happened.
I got a new career in sound effects,
I wouldn't go that far.
No? Okay.
If the only sound effect that you do is either farting or stab sounds, you win.
Got it.
King Jehoshaphat and his men went out to gather the plunder. They found vast amounts of equipment, clothing, and other valuables, more than they could carry.
Damn.
How is it more than they could carry?
Because there was probably more of them than there was them.
Because there were 3 armies versus the 1.
There's a lot of people.
Okay. Well, if every single person carried at least 3 men's worth,
right,
on top of their own shit, that's a lot of plunder.
It's a lot of plunder.
Yeah. There was so much plunder that it took them 3 days just to collect it all. On the 4th day, they gathered in the Valley of the Blessing, which got its name that day because the people praised and thanked the Lord there.
Ah.
It is still called the Valley of Blessing today.
Is it?
I guess I found our Q&A.
I'm curious.
Where the fuck is the Valley of Blessing?
And did this battle actually happen?
Right.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, same. Then all the men returned to Jerusalem with Jehoshaphat leading them, overjoyed that the Lord had given them victory over their enemies. They marched into Jerusalem to the music of harps, lyres, and trumpets, but not saxophones.
Right, no saxophones.
And they proceeded to the temple of the Lord. When all the surrounding kingdoms heard that the Lord himself had fought against the enemies of Israel, the fear of God came over them. So Jehoshaphat's kingdom was at peace, for his God had given him rest on every side.
Wow. Okay? Wow. That's really swell. This for once, God literally killed people for them, or made them kill each other. Whatever.
I don't think he literally killed anybody.
No, I mean, he only does that a few times. It was like early on, and only to the Israelites.
Smiting. He doesn't smote anymore.
Right, he doesn't smote as much.
No, those were the good old days.
You got to cut back on smoting. It's bad for your.
Is it bad for your God lungs? Okay, so that was that section, but now we're learning still more about Jehoshaphat's reign.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Jehoshaphat reigned over the land of Judah. He was 35 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 25 years.
Wow, that's a good reign.
His mother was Azubah, the daughter of Shili. Jehoshaphat was a good king, following the ways of his father Asa. He did what was pleasing in the Lord's sight.
Except that one time.
Yeah. During his reign, however, he failed to remove all the pagan shrines.
What? He was known for taking down the shrines.
But he didn't get them all.
He didn't get them all, huh?
And the people never fully committed themselves to follow the God of their ancestors.
He told them to worship God. He taught them.
He sent out the Levite
what the fuck? Why aren't they
copies.
listening to him?
That's not his fault. You can only do so much.
Right? Yeah. If they don't listen, it's not. Yeah. Whatever.
Like, we can't all be responsible for our leaders. You know?
Right.
I'm not responsible for what our leader does.
Right.
I mean, especially when our leader is Trump or somebody stupid like that.
Yeah.
The rest of the events of Jehoshaphat's reign from beginning to end are recorded in
that fucking book.
That fucking book, which is included in
that fucking book too?
That fucking book too. That other fucking book. Those fucking books.
Those fucking books.
Sometime later, King Jehoshaphat of Judah made an alliance with King Ahaziah of Israel, who was very fucking wicked.
Why would he do that?
Why would he do that?
That's really dumb.
That's the dumbest.
Like, God had already put the fear of God
into all the people surrounding them.
And so, like, they needed no help.
Why would you make an alliance with anybody, much less a wicked man?
Yeah.
This is stupid.
It is stupid.
Together, these idiots built a fleet of trading ships at the port of Ezion-Geber. Then Eliezer, son of Dodavahu from Mareshah, prophesied against Jehoshaphat.
Oh, okay.
He said, because you have allied yourself with King Ahaziah, the Lord will destroy your work. So the ships met with disaster and never put out to sea. The end.
Oh.
Okay.
So, I mean, God was not happy with him at that point.
No.
And he was like, fuck your ships.
Fuck your ships.
And sunk them all.
Yeah.
He sunk his battleship.
That reminds me, I want to like the game Battleship, but I secretly hate it.
Why do you hate it?
Because, like, you're either, like, poking around and not hitting anything, or you find something and you're like, it's true. And then you hit all of them in a row, you know?
I mean, yeah.
You got to know which direction, but if you've been keeping track of where you guessed, a lot of times by the time you hit something, you know which direction it's going.
Right.
It's kind of like nothing, and then all of a sudden everything.
Just the next time I play somebody Battleship, I want to take all my ships and put them literally all in like one corner, as like compact as I can get.
That's stupid.
Well, if they never find that corner, then, you know, they'll be like, where the fuck are your ships?
I guess.
It'd be really funny if they never found the corner.
I mean, that would be funny, but I mean, my method is to just like poke everywhere.
Yeah, you know? No, I definitely like, I'm like, okay, I tried here, I'm going to go here.
Do you keep track of where you poked, and do you keep track of where the other person poked?
I only keep track of where I poke.
I keep track of both.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that way it gives me an idea, like, why are you poking over there?
Because you think maybe that they put
something.
their ship there?
Yeah.
They're like, well, I put one there. Maybe they put one there.
Yeah.
So you give it a shot, huh?
Sometimes.
Well, I know a strategy to beat you now.
I don't play Battleship, so it ain't a problem.
All right. That was 2 Chronicles chapter 20.
It sure as fuck was.
And tomorrow is Saturday. We will be back with
Q&A Saturday.
And then on Sunday this week, we are going to be back with
Sacrilegious Book Club.
Yep. And I'll have the weekly replay done that day. And then we'll be back on Monday with
2 Chronicles chapter 21.
All right. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Sorry.
What are you sorry for?
I'm sorry that we missed our episode yesterday.
We sure did.
The Q&A Saturday.
But that's what we're doing right now.
That is what we're doing right now.
And besides, the important thing is you're feeling a little bit better.
Right.
Or much better, I would say, actually.
Yeah. I must have had like a 24-hour bug or something.
Yeah.
Because I had fever and body aches and headache, and I just basically slept for 24 hours straight.
Regardless of what it was, you weren't doing shit.
I wasn't doing shit.
Yeah. And speaking of not doing shit, we are also not doing one other thing this weekend.
Yeah, the Sacrilegious Book Club is taking a stab.
We're going to take a hiatus on that for the moment because, well, here's the thing, guys. So we have Christmas coming up.
Yes, we do.
And not that we are going to celebrate Christmas on our podcast, but at the same time, it is a religious holiday.
It is a religious holiday.
And I feel like maybe we could come up with a rabbit hole to go down.
Probably.
And we probably should.
We probably
because
should.
Why not celebrate Christmas with some truth?
Truth.
That'd be cool, right?
I love truth.
Right? Yeah.
Truth is cool.
So, truth on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then today we are getting into our Q&A here.
Mm-hmm.
And we are covering what?
Remember in
No, what chapters are we covering?
Second Chronicles chapter 16 through 20.
Okay, all right.
And I was going to talk about that one guy when his foot got rotten or something.
Rotfoot guy.
Rotfoot guy.
And we couldn't find really anything on the thing that we mentioned.
I'll get into
not much.
it.
Oh,
Whatever.
you'll get it, but a little bit.
bit.
Okay. I guess we're getting into it. All right.
A little bit.
So here we go for a wonderful Q&A Saturday.
Q&A Saturday. I had to make up for not having it yesterday by singing it twice.
Chronicles 16 through 20.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Second Chronicles.
Second Chronicle. My bad. Yeah. Ooh.
Chapter 16 through 20.
All right, let's go do this.
Okay. Okay, so Q&A.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with the short ones first and then do the slightly less short one. Okay?
Okay.
So in Second Chronicles chapter 20, they refer to the Valley of Blessings.
Yes, that was the one I was
remember?
referring to in the intro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we said we wanted to look into it.
Yeah. It's the other word for it is Baraka or Barakah.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know how to say it,
Sure.
but there's not a lot about it. The valley
is there.
Well, the valley probably does exist, but there are arguments as to exactly where it is located.
Uh-huh.
The most we can say is that it is on the main road from Hebron to Jerusalem.
Oh, okay.
And I did see some lovely pictures online of various people who traveled through the
Claim
area.
that's the
They don't
the one.
claim, they just say this could be the
could be.
valley.
Got it.
There are some beautiful lands there that there are some nice looking valleys.
They have valleys.
They have valleys. They are pretty.
Okay.
And any of them could be it.
All right.
But
Got it.
there's not a lot of information about which one it is.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. The next thing that we were interested in was from Second Chronicles chapter 16. Hanani the seer. He was the one who was like,
Ran up and was like, yo, dudes.
you suck and you should do it this way and oh my God.
Right.
And I thought, sometimes we look these guys up and
They got some backstory shit.
yeah, this guy has like zero backstory.
Well, that's fucking, man, we're like swinging and missing this week.
I know. The only thing that it said about him, there were two notes, okay?
Yeah.
One is that Hanani the seer plays a sadly common role for prophets, which is to inform kings when they've strayed from God.
Which is a lot.
Which is a lot. Yeah.
It's fucking kings straying all the time.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's not really a note so much as, yep, that's a thing that happens. The other thing is slightly interesting. Hanani's criticism of Asa's treaty with Syria. Remember, he was like, why did you, sign up to be team players with that guy?
Right.
That criticism does not appear in the parallel narrative in 1 Kings chapter 15.
Oh, okay.
So that's interesting. Once again, the chronicler either told more story or...
I feel like the chronicler, though, tries to explain away or fix things that are counter to what God said, though.
Yeah.
Like that's like he's set himself in this position of, oh, that might not sit well if he's going to be good with God, so I need to make sure that I say something about that to make it better with God.
Well, to make it to where, this guy fucked up, but there were still people alive during that time that were still trying to keep it real.
Yeah.
Like,
he tries to fix things with regard to God.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why maybe it got added, maybe it was something that got left out of the other one. Regardless of what the case is, he tries to fix those things to be better. For the David line, for God, etc.
If not for the David line, at least for the people in general.
Right.
There's no fixing it sometimes.
Right.
I mean, there was no fixing that. He did a bad.
Right.
He teamed up with a bad guy,
Yep.
You can't fix that. The best you can do is say, well, he was warned by a godly man, though.
Right. Yep.
So, okay, so there's that.
Maybe it was just to maybe he just wanted to recognize that God recognized that he did something counter to God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Although that doesn't make them look good, so I don't know why.
No, but it recognizes the power of God more.
Right.
So,
like, if he can't make David's line look good, he can at least make the power of God look good.
Right. And not dumb and missing something that should have been called out.
Right.
Right?
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to, I'm just
no, I know.
hypothesizing here.
I do think it was interesting that once again, the Chronicles don't line up.
Right.
So, there's that.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard thing.
Yep. So here was the one that I found the most information on. Okay?
Yep.
2 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 12 reads, in the 39th year of his reign, Asa developed a serious foot disease. Yet even with the severity of his disease, he did not seek the Lord's help, but only turned to his physicians. So he died in the 41st year of his reign.
That guy lived with rotfoot for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's some argument about what the fuck was wrong with his foot.
Probably gangrene.
Well, most people think that it was gout.
Oh, okay.
So then I was like, the fuck is gout?
Right.
Okay. Among numerous diseases, peripheral vascular disease, gout, and degenerative osteoarthritis were the things most likely to affect that king's legs.
Got it.
And this one guy says that among those diseases, the diagnosis of peripheral vascular disease is the most acceptable.
Okay.
But he's the only one that thinks that. Everybody else says, nah, man, it was gout.
Okay.
It's fucking gout.
Sure.
But again, the fuck is gout?
Right.
Gout is a common and complex form of arthritis that can affect anyone, but it's characterized by sudden, severe attacks of pain, swelling, redness, and tenderness in one or more joints, most often in the big toe. Okay? And I was like, that doesn't tell me enough. So I looked up Mayo Clinic. Okay? So I'm going to read from the Mayo Clinic.
We're getting some medical advice here.
It was a rabbit hole I could afford to go down.
Sure. Yeah. Okay? Oh, and we should probably preface, we are not medical doctors or...
Oh, God, no.
We don't... These are just our
I'm just
ramblings.
reading off the interwebs.
I'm just saying,
no,
if we're saying something medical, we should probably preface that,
Yeah, I'm just reading off the interwebs, you guys. Don't take anything I say, as fact or whatever. Okay?
I mean, yeah.
No, it's all the Googles.
Right.
Go do your own research. I'm not a professional.
We're just going down a rabbit hole.
I'm neither a scholar nor an academic.
Yeah,
Can't say those enough.
Right, yeah, all the time.
Okay, so the Mayo Clinic says an attack of gout can occur suddenly, often waking you up in the middle of the night with the sensation that your fucking big toe is on fire.
Ooh, wow.
The affected joint is hot, swollen, and so tender that even the weight of the bed sheet on it may seem intolerable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that king
sucks.
was suffering.
That really sucks, yeah.
Symptoms include, and then there are several points here, okay?
Okay.
First of all, intense joint pain. The pain is likely to be most severe within the first 4 to 12 hours after it begins. Okay. The next thing is lingering discomfort. After the most severe pain subsides, some joint discomfort may last from a few days to a few weeks. Okay. Next up, we've got inflammation and redness. The affected joint or joints become swollen, tender, warm, and red.
But can you die of this?
I'm hanging. Hanging.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, we get limited range of motion. As gout progresses, you may not even be able to move your joints normally. Gout that goes untreated can lead to worsening pain and joint damage. And complications can create recurrent gout, advanced gout, and even kidney stones.
Holy shit.
Because there are some... I didn't get into the more there's like a lot more medical stuff with a lot more terminology. But when it goes untreated, you build up these like stone-like things near the joint, and if they break off and get into your bloodstream,
Jesus,
that's when you start getting the kidney stones. And you can imagine that they can also get into your bloodstream and go to your heart and cause a heart attack or many other complications that are not gout, but are caused because you have untreated gout. Sure. So could he have died of this?
Maybe.
Well, yeah, he had it untreated for 2 years.
Right.
So, yeah, I would imagine so.
Right.
At the very least.
That sucks. You know, one of the things that I always thought about is that people back in these days, they would die of anything.
Stupid shit.
Right. Because there's no medicine, you know?
Right. They would die. I mean, if you think about it, like, in all of the shows like The Walking Dead, right? All these apocalypse shows, right? Or post-apocalyptic shows, right? The thing that people are most concerned about is an infection from a minor scratch.
Right.
Because those are the simple things that are going to knock you on your ass.
Yeah, you ain't got fucking
There's no
Neosporin.
antibiotics. There's no Neosporin. There's no Band-Aids. There's nothing to stop it from getting infected.
Right.
And that's where your gangrene comes in and your fucking skin rots off.
Yeah.
You know, or much like this, something happens to where it enters your bloodstream and you can die of a heart attack.
Yeah.
So, that is very likely what happened to this guy.
And see, if he would have just asked God, he'd have been fine.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, did we have anything else to cover today?
That was it.
All right. It was a pretty short one this week. And again, we're sorry we're not doing a book club. So we will... I got a replay coming out
tonight.
Tonight. And then tomorrow we'll be back with...
2 Chronicles chapter 21.
We'll see you guys then.
Yep. Bye.
Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi there, I'm Kendra Adachi, and I host the Lazy Genius podcast, a show that helps you be a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't. But here's the kicker. You get to decide what matters, not me. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you a new way to see. Episodes are around 20 minutes and are full of practical, helpful information, as well as a lot of permission slips to do what makes sense for you. New episodes drop every Monday and cover a broad range of topics, from laundry and getting dinner on the table to finding work-life balance and organizing your inbox. So I invite you to give the Lazy Genius podcast a listen. Together, let's stop doing it all for the sake of doing what matters.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.